So we haven't had a lot to really be cheerful about in terms of the Yankees, particularly this year. But let's just say a couple things go their way this offseason, next offseason, and they're in a much better position. Let's just say the Yankees get Yamamoto. There's a lot of talks about them making a big offer for him and stuff. Let's just say they get Yamamoto, that Japanese starting pitcher, to add to the rotation. Let's just say they trade Gleyber Torres to the Marlins for one of these young pitchers. So they've added two pitchers to the rotation, right? They've gotten younger, more athletic, more dynamic. And they add a reliever of some sort, right? Now, stick to the offensive side. There's a lot of things we've talked about. Jung-Hoo Lee, the Korean outfield, there's a chance of him and chance for some other guys. But let's just say the Yankees get Mr. Cody Bellinger, right? Play him in left field. And then you have somebody like Estevan Florial or whoever there in center field. Or maybe Bellinger plays center field and Everson Pereira plays left field or whatever. And so we have him in the outfield. You got your lead outfielder there with a lefty bat. Hopefully he can continue production. It's going to be expensive though. So my guess they'll probably go one of their kids in the other position. And let's just say at the end of the season, the talk about him moving to first base returns into reality, and he replaces Anthony Rizzo on his way out. Okay, so now we have Cody Bellinger at first base, which leaves up open an outfield spot. And let's just say Jason Dominguez is back at this point. He's healthy. He's ready to play center field. And all along the way, Mr. Juan Soto wasn't traded by the Padres. Or he was. He just doesn't sign an extension with any team. And he wants to test free agency at 25. And the Yankees take a flyer on him because I do think if he gets the free agency, the Yankees would be wise to look into him, get the young star player for the outfield. And again, I know Bellinger can essentially block Soto and vice versa. So again, what if Bellinger, with his positional versatility, moves to first base, thereby opening up that outfield again, and you get somebody like Juan Soto? Again, this is a long shot, but it is possible, and I could see the Yankees capitalizing on both. And now you got two left-handed star players that you've added to the lineup, while along the way loading up on pitching. And maybe this is what the 2025 lineup looks like, the Yankees. Maybe you got Anthony Volpe leading off at shortstop. Juan Soto batting second in left field, which sets up Aaron Judge to bat third in right field. And behind him, you have your lefty Cody Bellinger batting fourth in first base. You have Jason Dominguez, switcher to batting fifth in center field. Giancarlo Stanton, if he's still here, DHing batting sixth and kind of moving down in the lineup so we can get guys like Dominguez up. DJ LeMahieu batting seventh, playing third base. You've got Austin Wells there, batting eighth, and replacing Gleyber Torres at second base would be Oswald Peraza batting ninth. The lineup can look something like this. It's young. Yeah, we still have two aging players in Stanton and LeMahieu, but they're moving further down in the lineup, while the infusion of athletic players and young players like Juan Soto, Peraza, and some of these other folks are infused within the lineup. This makes the lineup a lot longer, a lot more athletic, a lot more diverse. And this, to me, is a lineup that we can definitely fantasize about, and dream about. So, but I wanted to know can you see this possibility? Again, a little bit of a long shot, but I can see that possibility. I'd be happy with that lineup if they didn't get, Jung-Hoo Lee for left field or some other ones as well. You got Soto and Bellinger somehow, and you fit them in this lineup along with the other guys they already have. That is going to be a murderous lineup for this Yankee team. But I want to know what you think. Could you see it? Could you see something different? Would you like this lineup? Load up the comments either way. Okay? And again, these are not predictions. I'll get to my predictions, my Millie Friedman predictions. As soon as the season's over, I'm working on that now. Getting that content right now. I've got a lot of other content. So subscribers, get ready. You have a lot of stuff coming. And for those that haven't subscribed to the channel, just hit the button. and you'll get everything the subscribers get too. Okay? And especially when free agency hits, you get everything live time, every move as they come in with the details. Okay? Now, let's pivot to the non-Yankee content today. Today's talk is Corbin Burnes. Okay? 2021 Cy Young Award winner from the Milwaukee Brewers. Still a frontline pitcher. But he's had some issues with the Brewers recently. He's a free agent after 2024. So, and he's had some issues. The Brewers have not handled his arbitration years and arbitration process well, which has caused some feelings there. And he's made it known that he wouldn't be upset or offended if they traded him, basically, in his own way, saying, I'd like to move on from the Brewers because I'm not going to sign an extension here. Right? But their GM, what's his name, Matt Arnold, made it clear to him, told him they're not going to sign him. And then when reporters asked Burnes, he said, yeah, they're not going to move me. So my guess is he's going to move along in free agency. Now, he's been loosely tied to the Dodgers recently. The Dodgers represent a good fit for him, too, especially if they don't bring back Julio Urias, who just was arrested a second time for domestic assault. Like, what a guy to replace Urias with Burnes. You get your Cy Young Award winner, you get your crafty veteran pitcher there. You get some stability and reliability in that rotation, maturity in that rotation to add to Dodgers who are going to be a perennial contender every single year. He'll cost a lot of money, Corbin Burnes. So is Urias, too. He's going to cost a lot of money because he's 27 and he's lefty. But Burnes is going to cost a whole bunch, too. But who would be a better investment, Burnes or Urias? The fact that he's loosely tied to the Dodgers, maybe the Dodgers trade for him. They have the prospects to do it. Or maybe they wait until free agency to sign him. But I think he's a good fit with the Dodgers. He'll be a good addition to that team in their never-ending efforts to win the division and get back to the World Series. So, and he would be a valuable piece for them. I mean, he's a valuable piece for the Brewers right now. They're 80 and 63. They're in first place in the NL Central. So, but again, you have a guy like this and the Brewers haven't handled him well. There's going to be some feelings there. So I'm not surprised he feels the way he does. This guy's got a 95, 96, 97 mile an hour fastball. Okay. Four-seamer, 95 mile an hour cutter. All right. 83, 84 mile an hour curve, 90 mile an hour changeup, and a 95 to 96 mile an hour sinker. He's got a ridiculous repertoire that he can use effectively and customize for anybody he's thrown against. This guy's a perfect fit for the Dodgers. I mean, would the Yankees fans love him? Sure, of course. It's going to cost a lot. So, and if the Yankees get a guy like Yamamoto and they trade for a reliever from the Marlins or something like that, they don't need Burnes. They don't. They have Cole. They don't need him. So, I think the Dodgers would represent a good fit for the Dodgers for Burnes. Let me know what you think. I could see him in other teams too, but it just seems like it's inevitable in my opinion. The need is there. The opening is going to be there. The fit is there. And again, he would be, their right-handed version of Clayton Kershaw. He'd be a beast there. An absolute beast in LA. So, but we'll see. The GM said what he said. Burnes said what he said. But this could still come to fruition, and he can wind up in LA in free agency without them even having to trade prospects for him. So, we'll see what happens. He's got one more year left in arbitration before he becomes a free agent. And we'll see how well he plays. And again, he's having a little bit of an off year, but an off year to him is like a low 3 ERA. That's an off year for him. He's that good. When you compare it to his Cy Young stats, he's really good. This guy's a front line, like a number 1 or number 2 in pretty much every rotation in baseball. So he's a guy I could see with the Dodgers. If I have any other notes here. Yeah, and again, will the Brewers be willing to do what it takes to keep him? I don't know. Will they have to add to the roster to keep him? I don't know. They have some other guys who are eventually going to be free agents. Brandon Woodruff is going to be free agent at some point too. Would he want them to re-up with Woodruff too? Not for him to stay there. Or could he just move to a team like the Dodgers or the Astros or something like that and provide a ridiculous addition to those rotations? So just food for thought, something to think about. Corbin Burnes, I think is going to be don't be surprised if he's quietly talked about and loudly traded this offseason. So don't be surprised. Otherwise, he's going to be probably the hottest name in free agency next year in terms of pitching. This year's got a pretty deep class, but nobody's as good as Corbin Burnes is in this free agency class. Next up, he'll be the front and center head of that free agent class. So let me know what you think. Again, load up the comments here too. I want to know what your thoughts are. Your opinions are valuable. Your insights valuable. So let's talk about it. See y'all next time.